What's going on, guys? It's the one round Ryko back again with another Gundam Universe figure review, and today we have Gundam Ariel XVX-016 is this number for this gal right here. And yes, we have Gundam Ariel. Before we get into the actual figure, remember to like and subscribe. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. We're at 453 right now. I'm hoping we can get to 500 maybe in the next couple months, if not sooner than that. I'd really appreciate it. So if you do like what you see, please subscribe. It's free, it's easy, and I post a lot of fun stuff you might like. Anyway, got the Gundam Ariel box. Always love the stylized art. Nice little product shot. And then, of course, fancy dramatic shots in the back of what it can do. Some cool poses you can do with it. Just more stylized art. But I believe that's the actual figure itself. Maybe like a figure render. And also showing the other wave mates. We got Tolgeese 2 and Shining Gundam. Shining Gundam I just did. Tolgeese 2 I did a little bit longer ago, and I don't have Lupus Rex yet. That's on the list of things for me to eventually get around to. I still need to get the expensive ones. I've only got Sazabi in terms of the $40 Gundam Universe figures. I just haven't bothered to get around to it. But there she is. And ta-da! Just off a first look, as soon as I took her out of the box, she looks great. I think with her more simplistic color scheme, I know most Gundams are pretty simple in colors. I think she works really well. They actually did put a little bit of color on her backside too, like literally on her ass. So I kind of like that. So the back isn't just completely boring. I know, sorry, I don't mean to be weird. But overall, she's pretty simple in a good way. All she comes with in the box is her gun, her change of hands, which is literally just a trigger finger hand for her right hand, and then a weapon, like a sword gripping hand for her left. The port for the action bases, her shield, which literally just snaps onto the port, and you can do that in either arm. And that's it. Actually, these back here, what are they called? Handles for the beam sabers come on in the box, so you don't have to worry about putting those on. They just slot right in. Unfortunately, and this was news to me, I swear I saw she came with one. She doesn't come with a beam saber effect. Maybe because in the series, all of them are normally blue because they're like the training ones. I believe blue is the weakest, which is blows my mind. Blue should be the strongest, but I guess the blue ones are like the training voltage or training. The non-lethal versions, I guess. But surprisingly, she doesn't come with one. I really thought she did, and I was really excited for that. So the fact she doesn't have it's kind of a disappointment. It kind of makes me upset. The rest of the figure is cool. Still like it. She still looks good. It moves all right for the figure itself. But it is kind of disappointing that she doesn't have a beam saber effect. Mainly because it's at least a different colored one. But hey, they haven't done any of that before. They've only ever done the pinks. So I guess, what am I complaining about? As for movement, she can move pretty well in the legs. Her legs are like the longest thing on, like by a long, like her legs are the biggest thing here. Kick out to the side pretty well. I think mine has some looser legs, as you can see there. That just might be my figure. It may not be all of them. So most of mine are pretty tight. So I don't know. I just probably got a bad bunch here, but no big deal. Or bad batch, whatever. The knees are still good. The ankle actually moves pretty well. I like the ankles a lot on this, just the design of it, and it does really move around a lot very freely. I enjoy that. Knee looks kind of gappy, but whatever. You can still do like the more dramatic, like in-sky pose, kind of like what's on the back of the box. Though unfortunately with mine, how loose the legs seem to be, I don't think she'll hold them very well. The big shoulder pauldrons kind of hinder movement. You can obviously do the 360 spin. You can't go too far out this way. It literally stops about there before I'm sure this would pop off. Can't really move forward or backward very well. Decent elbow. The head can look down pretty well. Pop right off pretty well. Put that back on. Don't lose your head now. There we go. Can turn, can do a full 360. Pretty unhindered head, which is thankful, because sometimes in this line the head is kind of locked in one place because just the design of it and how the figures are made. There is a little bit of a swivel thing here, a little ball joint on the shield, so you can kind of maneuver it around. Of course, obviously, since this is a cheap figure, the shield that's actually funnels does not separate in any way. It's literally just a solid piece. But for the kind of negative review I've given of this for not having the colored beam saber that I want. I would have loved a blue beam saber. I can respect them for actually giving us a shield for our mech that actually needs one. There's so many. I'm looking at you, Sazabi. I have you up here. I still like you, Sazabi. But for a mech that's known and kind of lives and dies by its shield, I'm happy they actually included it. So if that's what the cost of the beam saber was, the cost of it was to have the shield included, I guess I'm okay with it because there's so many people. Sazabi and New Gundam too. You're not innocent, New Gundam. They don't have their like iconic shield, which still is kind of it's starting to bug me more as time goes on. I've been talking with, I think there's someone in the comments that always mentions it too. It's starting to kind of, now that I'm just seeing it more, it is kind of annoying. Like, why? If the shield is the big part or one of the iconic things of the suit, why would you not include it? It can't be that much more expensive, but that's neither here nor there. For what she is, I think she's a solid figure. She looks really great, and as this is kind of my first real venturing into Gundam G-Witch, or G-Witch Gundam, whatever. I haven't really watched. I've seen some bits of it. I've kept up with the suits, kind of, but I haven't actually really watched it. So having this is a definitely good introduction. I think she's a solid suit. She looks great. I've always liked how she looks right off the bat. I just like, it's a sleek, looks good suit. I like the colors. I just like the angular design. I like Ariel just alone. And then the upgraded one, with the big gun, I really like that one. That one just looks cool. But for what she is, I think she's a solid figure. I wish she came with the beam saber, and it's gonna be kind of weird putting a pink one on her, which I don't think you can actually, because I'm looking at this. This is a different hilt, so like that won't fit any of the traditional beam sabers we've gotten so far. So I think she is just screwed out of a beam saber for this point in time, which is a little annoying. I'm kind of frustrated now that I'm really realizing that. But minor things. I mean, she looks fine enough with the big shield. I'll give her props where props would do. Big shield, and that popped off. Ooh, cover yourself. Be decent. Can't have any of that. No PG-13 here. I mean, even though we're talking about giant killing war machines, but Gundam Arrow's a solid choice. She looks really nice next to her wave mates. Here's her with the Tallgeese right behind her, and then I have Shining Gundam right here as well. Nice choice of lineup. I think they're pretty solid. And then, of course, Lupus Rex, when I ever can get around to him, he looks pretty solid as well. I need to do it. I know he doesn't really come with much, but hey, he looks real good. Overall, I think it's a solid figure. If you want to pick up, if you just want something to like kind of dabble in G-Witch or just, you know, like the suit, I think it's a decent pickup, especially if you just want something cheap and easy to put on yourself. Looks well enough. Maybe if yours has less loose legs than mine do, you can kind of have the more like dramatic poses like they were showing off on the box and what have you. But mine, I just don't think it will hold them very well. I might have to do something about that later if it bothers me that much. But if you like what you see, leave a like down below and subscribe for more content like this. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Figure reviews, and Beyblades. I've been the one, Round Ryko. And we'll see you guys in the next time.